this is just some old nature video that I still on the camera have to get rid of, so not a terribly interesting video. It was last fall, and took a walk to a park that's in the town next to mine. I'm pretty close to the border, so this is Mendham Township I'm going to be entering, and so I'm taking a walk to kind of a known place, natural area, Buttermilk Falls. That was a utility truck. They were going to be painting the road, so they put down a whole bunch of cones, and then later in the day they picked them all up, but they never painted the road, so it was kind of funny. So this is just woods. So you're walking along, there's a stream down there, so you really can't tell in a video, and especially with the copyright notice, but this stream down there, so it's like you're a couple 100 feet above the stream, and the path kind of winds for a couple of miles up the cavern. It's kind of like a cavern, I guess you'd call it. So there's a little stream, and then there's two big cliffs on either side of it, sort of. So they're sort of cliffs. I mean, it's very steep drop. So this is just the stream down at the bottom. And 100 years ago or so, there was all kinds of grist mills and steel works and all kinds of stuff up in these mountains. And so this is like one of the remnants of an old bridge that was up there. And it's just kind of funny that there's like no sign of a road or anything else, just the cement landings or whatever they're called for a bridge. And this is the path choices you have. So if you take the upper path, it's a little bit easier to walk, I think. So I took the easier path this day, and there's just an idea, just trees and turning color and woods. That's all. Just basically woods. Interesting woods. More woods. Yep. It's a good video. Just video of woods. But yeah, it's nice. It's peaceful and stuff. And the bad news is that the park's sort of people buy land on either side of it, above it, and they've started to encroach. They start building houses right on the edge of the cliff, and that's sort of annoying. There's one of them right up here, and there's this driveway that doesn't go anywhere that has a chain on it, which is kind of funny. I mean, it really doesn't go anywhere. But people just like to say it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, even though it's indistinguishable from the edge of the park and pretty close to the stream. And so they even have their little red signs up here. And so anyway, I spit on it just for the hell of it. And that was like halfway through the trip, and so I decided to stop and do a video. But the video camera doesn't have an audio jack, and the microphone really sucks. I mean, as soon as you're a couple of feet from the camera, the audio is crap, so won't bother with the audio. So I'm just saying something like, well, it's woods, and I'm halfway, and the cliff goes down to the stream, and I didn't bring any bananas or fruit with me, and I'm rather exhausted. I don't know. I'm saying something. I don't remember what I was saying. Nice day, but uninspiring. Or something like that. I should do Japanese. Okay. So then I struggled to my feet and forgot to turn the camera off, and so we have some nice horizontal views. Get to get an idea of the true verticalness. So this is one of those houses on the edge of the cliff that's sort of annoying. It's even an ugly house, which makes it even more offensive. It's just such a boring house. But anyway, people will be people. But you can see it's just, right after the house, it just gets really raw and natural pretty quickly. Rocks and everything. And leaves. And lots of this green fungus. I have some more of it. Not fungus, but moss. It's kind of pretty. So this is a ball field they spent $400,000 on last year or the year before, whatever. Soccer field. It used to be an old dog racing place for seeing eye dogs, and so they didn't know the town bought the property for open space. So no one occupies the buildings or anything. They don't really use them for anything but storage. But this is a neighbor house, and I kind of feel bad for him because now they got this huge soccer field here, and there's gonna be little kids yelling every day. So unless you're a pedophile or something, it's not too good for your real estate values. They put in some little pine trees, which is nice, and whatever. I mean, it's just a lot of money just for kids to play soccer. Not to become brain surgeons or to save the world, but no, to kick a ball around. It's very important that the town throw $400,000 at that white elephant, I guess you would call it. But anyway, people are big on sports, sports, sports. Makes the world go round, I guess. That's the road. It's actually the road I live on. The upper portion of it, anyway. These are always big rocks, dropped by glaciers in interesting positions. The little sign, Buttermilk Falls, about 150 feet down from this location of this sign, and then you go down the little path and stumble down, and this is Buttermilk Falls. I don't remember the fireplace being square like that, so I don't know if that was a rebuild, but when I was a kid. But anyway, that's been around there for a long time. When I was a kid, we used to go skinny dipping here and fishing and such. So it's just basically the stream drops, 50 feet or whatever, and it's not really a waterfall, but it's a water dropping somewhat fallish direction. It just kind of goes downhill rapidly. Yeah, it's a water downhill rapidly. But you used to, when kids, the rocks get all slimy, so you used to be able to get up in this top part, and the water would push you right down, and you could slide down the rocks into the deep pool. And that pool down here was about 12 feet deep when I was a kid. It was pretty deep, so there used to be vines hanging from the trees, and we used to swing out over the water, maybe 50 feet above the water, and fall in. And it was pretty wild. But then somebody, I guess, landed on the rock, some drunk, and so then the town started cutting the vines down so people didn't do adventurous things anymore. I guess it was sort of stupid, but it was fun. Sometimes stupid is good, but it's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. I guess if I was a responsible human, I'd say, yeah, cut them down. There's no point in somebody getting killed for something stupid. Alright, so this is the woods area going above the falls. There's the other side of the stream. This was just some brass thing. Oh yeah, no, we're not going uphill yet. This is where the bridge is. So that was just some old iron from some sort of something that was here 100 years ago. So they put this other bridge in, $40,000. Talk about a bridge to nowhere. This is a bridge that goes from nowhere to nowhere. It's just so funny. I mean, it's a very crossable stream most of the time. And even if they just fixed it, put a couple of big rocks in it so you could always make sure you could get across or something. But I mean, a bridge, you really don't need it. Probably only going to get used by a couple hundred people a year, so if we figured it out, it's like even if you charge 50 cents a crossing, you probably couldn't pay for it in 10 years. But anyway, towns do what they do. And they put it in a location that's really hard to get to. I mean, if you go from the falls, you have to walk this horrible path that'll, it's just horrible, all these rocks and everything. But anyway, that's the way it is. So, this is back at the falls, and there was a frog here. So I tried to get a video. There he goes, jump, jump, jump. There he hopped. I don't know if you saw any of that, but it doesn't matter. It's just a frog. And those are just my feet. And there's the water falling in the downward direction. And it's just a nice place. Good memories, blah, blah, blah. And that's about it. So I think we'll be moving on, going up the hill now. So you can see it's kind of a steep hill. It goes up a couple hundred feet. And that's just some of the moss. It's kind of purty. It makes it nice and soft for when you fall, if you can land on the moss instead of the rocks. But anyway, they were going to put a development in here apparently 20 years ago or something. Somebody bought up the land. It was going to put in some houses, and they only built 2 of them. And then something went bankrupt or whatever, and so there's this non-road, but it's an open section where they had cut down the trees. These are really tall wheat-like things, but they were like 12 feet tall, pieces of grass. It's just kind of neat. I probably did this video before. I remember that tall wheat stuff. Well, whatever, I'm doing it again. This is a dead deer, and they apparently cut half the deer. I mean, they just grabbed the legs and the hind quarters. Because, if animals had gotten it, they would have, ripped it all to pieces. And the fact that it looks kind of surgical, it's just missing its back end and its legs. So, just because of the weight, they just wanted to take what they needed. So they just dissected it on location, the hunter folk. But it was kind of a rough place. This was like a little indentation, I guess, where they had some ponds or something, and I almost got stuck in there, never to come out again. It was really a dangerous place. This Corvette, a perfectly good Corvette, some asshole, one of these rich fuckers, and it's just sitting out in the middle of the woods. And it's like, what an obscenity. A goddamn Corvette. I mean, it's just such abuse. So, Mr. fucking flunking flicked, whatever, Alex, you're a jerk. Anyway, this is a little thing for water and stuff, I guess, from the old days when they used to stop the water and have a wheel and grind up grist and stuff. Grist. Whatever grist is. I guess it's whatever you throw in there. And that'd be all.